Hello guys, this is Lauren Productions aka Ain't 4673 and I am back in Lads in Distress Part 2 and we are just going to continue whatever we were doing. Yes. For a brief moment Nicole's expression twists, but then his easy smile returns, making me wonder if I imagined the whole thing. Okay, please. Thank you. Which suitor are we talking about? Oh yeah, we found out about Prince Myrrh from the Water Kingdom, and Nicole is probably from the Water Kingdom, you know, just throwing that out there. Maybe, you know, I'm being racist and assuming it by his hair and eyes. I know, I'm awful, I'm sorry. Which suitor are we talking about? After all, there are so many on the list, you're going to have to specify. Well, what do you know about Prince Myrrh of Water Kingdom? Not a lot. I don't know why. I found it so funny that there was legit nothing in the text box. It was just blank. I don't know, normally there's like dots or something, but it was just blank. I thought that was kind of amusing. Mildly amusing. After a brief moment of hesitation, Nicole begins to chortle. You picked the most interesting suitor to ask me about. I expected no less from you. Interesting, huh? Care to tell me how Prince Myrrh is so special? Well, it took quite a bit of convincing from yours truly to get your parents to invite any of the circle's suitors. Thanks for your efforts, by the way. Definitely added excitement. You're very welcome. Myrrh was especially challenging to invite, though. Prince Snow is obnoxious but harmless. Prince Cell is busy being locked up to do anything of note but Myrrh. Your refusal to call him a prince hasn't been lost on me. Thank the heavens for that. To be fair, I don't know anything concrete, I just heard rumors. Obviously, I know numerous of other fairies, and fairies love nothing more than... Okay, so he's not from the Water Kingdom, he just knows shit. Bad word, Nana, stop. And fairies love nothing more than magic-related gossip. Myrrh is quite the dangerous one, from what I've heard. Who dangerous? How so? Because of the curse on him? Actually, Myrrh probably isn't cursed at all. Wait, what? How did he lose his voice and memories then? Trauma? Disease? I try not to let the disappointment show on my face, but Nicole's smirk tells me that he sees straight through my pretty pretense. It's not that I don't pity the man, of course, but I was hoping for the source of this muteness to be more magic-related, such as a curse. Not only are curses a lot more interesting, but they're also easily curable, but my hands at that. I'm wondering whether they're going for the Disney adaptations of the fairy tales, or if they're going for the original ones, because when I was a kid I was read a lot of fairy tales out loud, and there was always the original ones, which means it was the one which are darker, where in Cinderella, I don't know if that's what you know, but in the original Cinderella, Cinderella's stepmom cuts off her stepsister's heel, one of them's heel, to fit the shoe, and the other's toes to fit the shoe, and stuff like that. So it's oh, and Sleeping Beauty, you don't even want to hear that story, that is so dark, holy shit. Either way, I hope they follow the original ones, like the Little Mermaid originated from Denmark, and it'd be very cool to see if it actually feels like knives when he walks on the floor, I don't know. Not only are curses more interesting, they're also more easily be curable, by my hands at that. Not exactly. The most popular rumors whisper he sacrificed his own voice and memories, trading them for something more useful to him. Wait, what? Never mind, this is much more exciting than the curse idea. Exactly what I just said. Well, possibly. Those who are capable of such trades are the strongest of fairies, but the most wicked could actually go through such bargains. Fairies so malicious would never agree to trade, a trade that doesn't completely topple a nation or two. Whatever Myrrh got in return can't be good. And from what I've heard from fairies who visited the Water Kingdom and met him, he feels different now too. Wait, what? What does that mean? I don't know how to explain. Fairies just have a knack for sensing people's natures just by being around them. Apparently Prince Mir makes fairies feel, well, nauseous now, completely different from the way he made us feel before, if the rumors can be trusted. If he's so deadly, then why did you make my parents invite him? With danger comes excitement. You should know that better than anyone. I gave him a dubious stare, not buying that simple explanation. Truth to be told, Mir was added purely for my sake. I may be a little eager to see him at the ball. Finally got to see the dreaded, feared Mir in person. I'm going to try as best as I can to secretly approach him and try casting a few charms on him. Hopefully I'll get a quick glimpse and detail behind his disappearance. Shaking my head, I can't help but chuckle at Nicole's sudden childish excitement. Well, good luck with that, if you know you're really starting to take after me. I hate to admit it, but you may be right. Well, make sure to tell me if you learn anything interesting. Maybe I'll do some research of my own when I come across him at the ball. Nicole freezes at my words. I cock my head at the abrupt change in his demeanor. What's the matter? Charming, you can't. Sorry, I really should have thought this through some more beforehand. We don't know exactly he's evil, but we know there's something majorly off about him. We also know with confidence that his target is you. Yeah, you really should have thought that. Like, do you not? You obviously know this girl. Like, that was just stupid. And you made them circle with red. Like, anybody would be curious when there's 3 names circled with red and be like, those are not suitable. You stay away from those. I'm fine with you talking to him while surrounded by others, but I don't want you making any form of physical contact with him, and I definitely won't want you to ever be alone with him. I don't want you letting him even suspect that you know something's off about him. We don't know what he'll do to protect himself, especially given that he may be more willing to hurt you to begin with. I'll try my best. Should the same be said for you? I'm nowhere near as important as the crown princess of this nation, and Mir gains little to nothing from manipulating or harming me. I'll try my best to be safe too, though. But Charming, most importantly, even if you don't listen to anything else I say, listen to this. No matter what, you can't select Mir as your potential husband, and that's a final, to understand? Of course, I'm not that naive. Your face tells me something different, honey. Nicole sighs in relief. Of course, I trust you. I just wanted to confirm this to put my mind at ease. Magic is powerful, but I don't know if any of us are equipped to go against Mir when we know absolutely nothing about him. I nod, and we move on to happier topics. After a short while of additional chit-chat, Nicole is summoned by my parents. It's time for me to research some more. I turn my attention back to the name, Prince Snow of Snow Kingdom, on the list. The Snow Queen is also a Danish fairy tale. Huh, curious. Oh, it's a good one too. That was one of my favorites actually. I really loved that one. It was such an adventure, really. It was very different from the others of H.C. Andersen's works. So different in a way. Yeah. I try to remember if I've met him before in previous balls, and I can vaguely recall a lad with silvery hair and startlingly blue eyes. If I'm not mistaken, Snow Kingdom is one of the biggest and richest kingdoms. It's conveniently just to the north of our land. If we can secure a political alliance with Snow Kingdom and merge with them, it would save us from poverty. So why do my parents want me to stay away from him? I ponder this puzzling questioning for a moment before deciding to go find my parents and ask them. And he's just staring at us while we are thinking about all of this. Why sit here guessing at the intent behind my parents' actions when I can just go directly to them and request an explanation? After running around the regrettably enormous palace in search of my parents, I finally find them reading together in one of the many rooms. They look at me with identical, indulgent smiles as they wait for me to catch my breath. Charming, what do you wish to speak with us about? I uncrumple the guest list in my hand and point to Prince Snow's name on the scroll. Well, Nicole told me you marked names of the lords I should stay away from. I was just wondering why Prince Snow falls under this category. After all, isn't he the Prince of the Snow Kingdom? Last I heard, Snow Kingdom is as affluent and influential as ever. They would be a powerful ally to merge our kingdom with. Mother starts shaking her head before I'm even done with my sentence. Charming, you must never consider marrying this man. He's not good enough for you. Father takes my mother's hand into his and speaks up. I agree with your mother. Yes, you are correct. Snow Kingdom could be the solution to all of our problems. However, latest circumstances have made Prince Snow an undesirable choice, which is rather unfortunate. I don't understand. I suppose your diplomatics teacher has not covered this issue yet. I shake my head in confusion. What is the old fool doing? Gretel, darling, can remind me to look for a new teacher for Charming as soon as possible. He turns his attention back to me. Prince Snow, as you should know, is a skirt chaser to say the least. Which my child is the biggest reason we do not wish to have him as your husband. You deserve to marry someone who respects you and to be faithful to you, and Prince Snow is not a good candidate for that. Yes, however, the most important issue is that Prince Snow is no longer the crown prince. My eyebrows shoot upwards. What happened? 3 years ago, because of countless scandals arising from his habits, Prince Snow was thrown out of the palace. His still brother, Prince Rachel, currently holds the title of crown prince and future king. Prince Snow was given until his stepbrother's 18th birthday to find a worthy maiden to settle down with, or else Prince Rachel will become the king when he becomes of age instead. I shake my head again, even more confused. Does this not mean Prince Snow needs us as much as we need him? He needs a wife, I need a husband, problem solved? My child, politics is not as simple as that. There's no guarantee that God damn it. Oh god, I did it again! Holy shit. Especially since the king's wife, the mother of Prince Rigel, has been holding almost all the power in recent years, as the king and queen jointly rule, as long as the king is still resting due to his health from old age. The queen is in control. Do you think the queen would rather see her own son ascend the throne or Prince Snow? The most important issue still, my mother shoots my father a glare before continuing, is that Prince Snow, even though he's a kind and charming man, will never be good enough for you, my child. Yes, of course. Charming, you must listen to us and stay away from him. Put him out of your mind at once. Seeing the anxious looks on my parents' faces, I decide to humor them by agreeing with them for now. Yes, mother, father. I smile agreeably and courtesy as I take my leave. As soon as the door closes behind me, I let my smile drop and my thoughtful expression show. Interesting. Sounds like Prince Snow needs a hero to help him out, and who is better at that job than I am. I'm going to have to keep an eye out for him at the ball next week. For now, since I've gathered enough information on all the 3 princes, I should put this matter out of my mind and go back to practicing my magic. I try to refrain from fidgeting with my gown as I stare at the steady stream of people entering the ballroom. Oh, we changed clothes! Nice! Nice detail! I know some people really complain about silhouettes and shadows, and even though, like, pictures, sprites, of course, are from side characters and things like that, that are not just the bachelors and full and extra characters. Really great! I also know that in NaNoWriMo, you are allowed to cut corners like that, because everything else I've seen in this game is quite gorgeous, to be honest. Like, the art style, their backgrounds, and it's just, I feel like they really put a lot of love into this, and I kind of, I respect that. I can't help but notice that the majority of the guests are male, dressed in flashy clothes of the latest fashion to show off their wealth. Next to me, my father clears his throat loudly and lifts his glass of wine up, facing the crowd of guests. A hush falls over the room. Welcome to Luna Kingdom. We're very honored that you all have traveled such a long way to join us here today for the Bald Helen celebration. The Bald Ball. That should be a thing. Either way, I'll end the episode here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.